Hello, everyone that's new to Smart Suite Library, or anyone that's been using Smart Suite Library and would just like a refresher, or maybe there's just something that you want to refresh your mind about Smart Suite Library. Okay, so this is your opportunity to get up to speed with it, and it's going to be my pleasure to walk you around all the new features and functions of SmartSuite and what you can do to be able to get the most and the best out of it. So it's my pleasure to talk to you today about setting up SmartSuite if you're not already set up. So let's start at the login. So when you log in, the first thing you need to know, unlike any other system out there, there's no apps, there's no plugins, there's no players, there's no limit to what you can and cannot do. Okay, so you need to be able to be logged in. So on, you can go on any browser and you can put in your URL. Okay, now your URL is not going to be a long complex URL. It will actually be your school's name or some abbreviation of your school's name with a dot, functionalsolutions.com.au after it. Once you've got it up here, now you don't need to be able to be logged in to search. So I can come here and I can search for absolutely anything I like. Okay, I can search for doll. I can search for animals. I can search for anything. I can search using, I want that word only in the title, okay, and then do a search. Or you can say, no, I want that term only in the subject area, and then do that search, okay. You can say, I want that term only in the author area, and then do that search, or no items found. Or you can say, I want that term only in the series area, and then do that search. Okay, but what about if that is somewhere in the bibliography and it's not what I've selected? So by default, it's the smart search, and that looks at that word anywhere in the bibliography and just doesn't throw it up like our competitive system. It weights it just like a Google search. If it's high in importance, it'll come up the top, and if it's less in importance, it'll go down the bottom. And of course, you can scroll down and it'll load the next page, and scroll down and it'll load the next page, and scroll down and it'll load the next page. That's what's so wonderful about the Smart Suite opaque screen. It doesn't even have to be like that. You can go and you can have it all across the screen if you wanted to. You can have all your results showing that way. And there's a whole bunch of variations on how your screen looks. Okay. So, and don't buy into the marketing of competitors that tell you that if you install their system's pretty, and then all the students and teachers and parents will flock to your system and make your job guaranteed. It's just marketing. Okay, so searching is the way you want to define it and the way you want to come up. And of course, when you click on a book, it'll bring up the bibliography of that particular book. Okay, however, if we go back to the normal search screen, okay, of the library system, okay, and if you're not logged in, you will end up getting the default search page. You can still go ahead and click on that, okay, and look at all of that. And you can click on any subject here, and it'll go ahead and it'll bring up all the results based on those other criteria. You can click on the title, on the author, and bring up any books by that particular author. Okay, and if you go into here and do a search of a book, and if that book happens to be on Google in any which way, if you're logged in, you'll be able to see the Google review of it. You'll be able to see who's got that book on loan. If you're an authorized person, okay, you can see when it's due back. If you're not authorized person, you won't be able to see who's got on loan, but you can do all of those things without logging in. Why would I log in? Well, if you click on the menu, that's all you've got. But when you log in, okay, okay, when you log in, and then you click on the menu, you will see a whole bunch of information about what you can and cannot do based on your login credentials. Okay. And you'll also see videos if you've got videos. And those of you that are lucky enough to either subscribe to TV for Education or get TV for Education for free included with your library system, whenever you click on a video, okay, all of a sudden your library has moved a whole quantum leap into the digital space. And you will now have access to basically any video that covers any topic, any subject, any request a teacher wants to make. Your videos will come up here and you can go ahead and you can watch them. Okay. And you can even share them. So when you go in there, you can come here. And if you want to share that video, you just click the share icon. Okay, because you're logged in as a teacher. I want to share it with my year fours. It'll give you a URL. Just copy that URL, okay, and then put it into an email, put it into a learning management system, put it in any other digital system, and we guarantee that that video will always play. But more importantly, we will tell you of the people that you sent it to, who actually engaged with it, when they engaged with it, and how many times they engaged with it. So we give you a lot of detail about that particular video. Okay, so the OPAC is a lot more powerful and does a heck of a lot more. Okay, but to be able to avail yourself of all of those things, you need to be logged in. So before we go ahead and look at how do I log in and how do I create users on the system, let me explain the kind of functionality and roles different users play. So if you're logged in and you have the patron button here, that means you can go and change and adjust and look at patron details. You can add patrons, delete patrons, change their borrowing limits, all of those. So click on patron management and it will always bring up your record. Okay, so if I've logged in as Lib, it'll bring up Lib. If I logged in as Michael, it'll bring up Michael. If I logged in as Tony, it'll bring up Tony. If you want to find someone, just click on find, okay, and go M-I-K-E, Mike, okay, and it'll bring up anyone with Mike. Or you can say, no, I'm not sure whether it's Mike or Michael or M-I-C. Just put in the first three letters and bring up everyone with the first three letters of M-I-C. Or just with M, okay, and it'll bring up anyone with M. And when you bring that person up, there's their information, okay? Now let me explain the screen. Let's start with his photograph. I don't have his photograph. So I've got everybody else's photograph, but I don't have his photograph. So why don't you just photograph him, store it on your computer that you're on, then just click the upload button once you've got his record up there. And when you find his photograph, just go ahead and click it and then go open. And guess what? His photograph will appear here. That's it. That's if you want to do a one by one. Obviously, we have a way of very fast, very quickly doing a bulk upload of all the photographs. If you want to do that, talk to us, okay? And I'll deal with how you talk to us in a minute. But let's deal with the record. So what information do I need to create a patron? So if you click new, it'll give you a blank screen. You got find to go and find anyone you want. Okay, so what information do you need? You need a barcode, okay? What is that barcode? Well, it can be anything. It can be the library number. It could be their patron admin number. That's what I'd recommend. That way you don't have to have. So Mike's not known as 444. That's the library barcode, or 3176, which is his administration number that he gets, and the parent gets an invoice for 3476 because that's his administration number. So it can be the administration number. Username. My recommendation, make the username all in lowercase. First name, Mike, second name, and then full stop Scott. So that's his username. You don't have to put it in there. I recommend you do, and I'll tell you why in a minute. First name, surname, and then the email address. Email address, you don't have to put it in either. But the advantage of the email address is that in SmartSuite, you can automate your overdue. So you never have to run overdues ever again. So whenever he has an overdue, if it's 30 days overdue and under, or if it's 60 days and under, or if it's 90 days and under, or if it's over 120 days or whatever, you can have different letters or different emails going out to either him or his parent. It can go to the parent as long as you have the parent's name in here and the parent's email address in there as well. Okay, so as long as you've got all that email information in, the system can be set up to automatically send email notices out automatically. You need a class grade. The class grade is very, very important. Why? Okay, the class grade determines how many books they can borrow, how long they can borrow for, can they have multiple copies of a book, and so forth. There's a whole bunch of parameters and when do they expire. All that information is held in the class grade. Okay, now in Smart Suite, whenever you hit a field, so let's see username, hit a field, nothing happens. Let's see email address, hit a field, nothing happens. Let's see class grade, hit a field, and a list comes up. So every time a list comes up, a bell should go off. Oh, that's an authority file. That means I can go somewhere and look at all those parameters. So if I click here, I can go somewhere and look at the year 8 parameters, the year 10 parameters, year 11. So where do I go to do that? You go menu, you go down to configuration, and then the authority editor. So anytime there's a list, that's where you go to get that list of authority entries. Okay, we're not going to do that at the moment. So you need a class grade, you need a homeroom, and then you need a role. Okay, what are the roles and what's the roles? So let's click on there, and there's a list. So by default, everyone gets given a role of a student. Okay, and that's fine. But let's say for argument's sake, this is not a student. This is, you want them to be able to run self-circulation as well, because this is your year 10s, year 12. So you can say they're a student and you can give them a role of self-circulation so they can then circulate themselves. Okay, or you can say, no, 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 this is Joanna. She's a retired library person, but she comes and helps out in the library 2 days a week. So put Joanna on the system and make her a circulation desk operator. Okay, or let's say Joanna also catalogs. So why don't we also make her a cataloger so she can catalog? So there you go. So now all of a sudden, she's a teacher, she does circulation desk, and she also does cataloging. Okay, but if it's not any of those, just get rid of that. Okay, so you can go in here and there's all the different authorities. So if you're a librarian or a library staff member, they should have librarian. Okay. Now, don't worry about the change password. Okay, but they need to log in. How can they log in? They can log in one of three ways using this, which is their barcode, whatever it is. What does a barcode need to be? Can be anything. We don't care. Okay, so using a barcode, or they can log in using their username, or they can log in using their email address, any three. But the problem is when they log in, it's going to ask them for a password. So click on change password. My recommendation is go into new password and make everybody's password password. Validate it by putting password, all in lowercase. Just make it a policy. Just like when you create a username, you made it a policy that everyone's username is their first name, full stop, surname, all in lowercase. Make the password password. And when you put in their password, go change password and it will bring you back to this screen. And here, please, if you give them a password, click on here and go, they must change the password on next login. So when they log in with password, you'll just say, the system will pop up a message, change your password. And you can have any password you like. Okay, needs to be about 5 characters or more, and it can be anything. Okay, if you're a primary school, you might say no, everyone's password is password, and they can't change their password, but they must use their username or their barcode or their email address to log in. But everyone's password is password, or everyone's password is their school name, or everyone's password is year 1 for year 1s, year 2s for year 2s, year 6 for year 6s, and teacher for teachers, and so forth and so on. You can make it anything you like. And if you say don't change the password, then they won't be able to change the password. Okay. Now, if you've got it that they change the password, and people being people, they'll forget it. So all you do is you do a find, you call them up, change the password back to password, come back here, change the password on next login, and that's it. You go, all right, Joshua, I've changed your password back to password. Go ahead and log in. It's going to ask you to change a new password. That's all it is. And don't forget, last of all, hit the save button to be able to exit. If you're a new user and you have any issues, you will have this up here for about the first 2 to 3 months. Okay. When you click on this, guess what? That is our chat channel. and it's direct to our help desk. It's not a machine generated chat. Okay. The only thing that's machine generated is hi. But from now on, whenever you type anything here, someone's monitoring it and they will respond to you. Okay. Now, but what happens if you're now more than 3 months away and you are not uh, getting that I want to chat? How do I communicate? Well, go to the menu, and in the menu, you'll have mailbox. You can click on the mailbox, and when the mailbox comes up, you can say, okay, I want to create a support ticket, and that is, can someone please call me because I'm having problems with my borrowing parameters? And the message here will be, my phone number is such and such. I'm only available on my afternoon and morning breaks and lunch. These are the times, and this is my number. Call me anytime between that, and then hit that rocket, and we will get it. How else can I get help? Well, instead of going to mailbox, how about going down to support? And you can search our help articles, you can watch our training videos, you can connect with the FSI community. I recommend you do that if you haven't already, because what that does is it gives you input to what everybody else is talking about, and you can participate in it. You can even go to the quick start guide and just download it. So everything I'm talking to you about today is going to be in the quick start guide. Okay. However, we were in patron management. Okay. And that's all you need to know about managing patrons. Now I'm going to show you how to catalog a book. Very simple, very quick, and very easy. But remember the menu, when you click on a prompt, it comes up with a list. The cataloging screen has many, many lists. So please make sure that you go into the authority file and put in all your options you want to put down on the list. So as an example, if you're on the media type screen, then you say, oh, but I'm missing fiction, or I'm missing nonfiction, or I'm on the location screen and I'm missing a location, or I'm missing a sublocation. Okay, so if you want to add anything to any authority entry, remember menu and then configuration and authority editor. You click on that and it will bring up the authority files. Click on here and there's all your different authority files. So loan types, click on loan types. There's all your different loan types. If you got a loan type here that is called Michael's loan type, or Michael's assignment loan type, or school's assignment loan type, which is 31 days, and it's not in here, you just punch it in there and click the plus. And when you do that, it will bring up this screen. Okay, so that's your loan type. You need to put in how many days it is, and you just save it. Okay, and that's a save button. Okay. So every authority entry you will find in here. But what we're going to do is we are going to catalog a book. So how do I catalog one book? It may not be a book. It might be an iPad. It might be a laptop. It might be a pencil case or a charger for a laptop or an extension lead. Anything that moves that you lend or borrow to anybody should be cataloged. So including books, of course. Menu, catalog, and catalog. Okay. And remember how I told you to add a patron? You can go and find a patron. You can go new for a patron. Okay, so if I just go new for a catalog record, it gives me a blank screen, and fill out whatever you want. You don't have to put additional titles. You don't have to put subject. You don't have to put genre. You just fill in the information that you want about it, and everything's unlimited. So in the notes area, as an example, you can type the whole Encyclopedia Britannica in there if you wanted to. You can. But last of all, once you've put in all the information, you need to go to the copy area and you need to put the barcode. You need to put, okay, so once you put in the barcode, you need to put the status, the location, the sublocation. You go, yeah, but where do I put in the cost and the supplier? Well, all you can do is you can expand it and you can put in the supplier, the cost, and you can put in a whole bunch of other information in there. Okay, so that's how you would catalog a book manually. Last of all, don't forget to save it. Ah, but this is a laptop. I'd like to take an extension lead or a charging lead or something like that. So how do I go and add a photo of that or scan that image? Easy. Just take a photograph, okay, and then go upload just like patron image. Click on the image and guess what? It'll appear up here. Okay. Once you put in all your information, just go save and that's it. And that's all there is to cataloging an individual item. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we go, but I don't want to catalog an individual item. I got 30 books. I would like to catalog these 30 books. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab an ISBN number and pretend that these are 30 different ISBN numbers, not one, but 30 different books. Okay. So let me go and search in here and I'll search for dog. Okay. And let's grab this book. My dog doesn't like me. Okay. And at the moment, my dog doesn't like me because I haven't fed it this morning. But here we go. So I'll copy that ISBN number and pretend that I've got 30 different ISBN numbers. So to be able to catalog a book using SKIS, before you do it, there's some things that you need to set up if it's not already set up. So let me walk you through it. So normally when you go SKIS cataloging, you go menu, you'll go to catalog, and then you'll go to global catalog. We don't call it SKIS only because that we allow you to add bibliographic information, not just from SKIS, from a host of other Z3950 resources. But 99.9% of every school I know in Australia uses SKIS. So this is what you would do. You go global catalog, okay, and our SKIS cataloging, global cataloging screen will come up. But if you've never used it before, there are parameters that you need to set up. So in the configuration area, don't click on configuration, click on the up arrow beside it and go Z3950 databases. Okay, so the very first thing is the SKIS database. You must put in your username in there and you got to put in your password in there. That's it. And if you've never done it before, it'll be a save button. If you've done it before and you've changed your username or password or whatever, it'll change to an update button. So you need to do that. And that's all you need to do. If you've got other Z3950 databases, you can put them in there. But talk to us if you want to do that. Okay. 99% of people only use the top bit. And there you go. That's it. Once you've done that, you might want to consider using a spine label that we have already configured for other people, which takes out the hassle of you having any spine label printing issues. Okay. Again, up arrow, okay, and go default spine labels. So you click on that, okay, and then choose a spine label. So I'm going to use 12603. Okay, these are all the spine labels. And honestly, let's say for argument's sake, you've got a pack of spine labels that's was with the old system. All right, you might lose $20 or $30 or whatever by buying a whole brand new bunch of one of these labels. 12603 is one of the most common. Choose this. Let me show you the advantage. Okay. Now I'm going to go save, and that is saved. Okay. So that's the second thing you need to do for the system. The third thing you need to do is you need to set up defaults for all your different media types. So as an example, if it's a book, then the location is this, sublocation this, loan period is this. If it's a fiction, the media type's fiction, the loan period is this, sublocation this, and so forth and so on. If it's non-fiction, it's this. If it's an art book, it's this. If it's big book, it's that. So how about you go and set up all your default media types? The way you do it is, again, you come in here, okay, and you go into copy defaults, okay, and in here, okay, you choose the media type and you put that in. Then you choose the next media type and you put that in. And then you choose the next media type and you put all its parameters in. And you choose the next media type, put that in. Why would you do it? Now, once you've done it all, when you're going to catalog a book, just choose book, okay? And the location, the sublocation, the loan period, the renewal period will all come up here. If it's a different one, you go, oh no, it's a DVD, then it'll change all of that. Okay, so all you need to do is do that. Now, if you've got a cost center, you can say, oh, it's a library. If you set that up as a default, that all DVDs are bought by the library, you don't even have to do that. Okay, but you can put in the supplier. It's called digital supplies, and the cost is $25. The replacement is $35, and then all you do is you just zap in the ISBN number. Okay, let me just get rid of that space in front. Okay, and let me just highlight that, copy that again. Okay, so you will zap in the ISBN number, you'll go to the barcode, and in the barcode field, okay, whoops, you'll put in the barcode of the item, okay, and you'll hit enter with your barcode reader. Then you don't wait for that, you just put in your next ISBN number, and you put in your next barcode. You put in your next ISBN number, okay, and you put in your next barcode. And that's all there is to it. And if you put in a barcode, an ISBN number that doesn't exist, which I'm making up here, okay, and then you put in your barcode, what's going to happen is it's going to say, I didn't find it. And guess what? That's the end of it. You don't have to do anything else. But I want to print out my spine labels. No problems. You just click the print button. Remember I said buy one of the spine labels we've already formatted for, click print, and spine labels not set. I didn't save it. But had I saved my record, it will automatically print the spine labels out for every book in here in the order that I've placed it. Okay. Now, if you're going back and you say, I've now got a book that I want to do, you'll put in the ISBN barcode for the next one, ISBN barcode for the next one, and you just go print and it'll just print it out. That's it. That's all there is to it. And then you just print your spine labels and cover it, and that's it. And that's all there is to SKIS cataloging. It's fast and it's very, very efficient. Okay, so that's a magic way to go to do automatic cataloging of all your books. Now, if you want to circulate, it's really simple. I've shown you how to add, change, delete patron, add, change, delete catalog records, SKIS catalog, or you just click in here. And, now if you're looking at this and you go, I'm interested in this book, let me have a look at it. So you just print the title, click on the title, and it will automatically take you to the cataloging screen, bring up the book, and there's all the information. Okay, there's my additional titles if there is any. There it is. It's an additional title. There's the editor. There's the subjects. You want to add more subjects, just scroll down and add a new subject. Okay, you want to put a subject for an assignment, so you don't want to contaminate your subjects, go to local subjects, and you can make up any subject you like assignment name, teacher's name, so that you can say to kids, go and search for Mrs. Smith, and you'll get all the books she's selected for you. That'll go into the local area. Okay, you can go into notes, you can type in whatever you like, type the whole Encyclopedia Britannica if you like, and guess what? No matter what you type in our system, no matter where you type it, everything becomes searchable in the OPAC. Okay, publisher, author, and so forth. Once you're finished with that, remember to hit save and then just exit out. It'll take you back to your cataloging screen. Okay, now if you want to circulate and you have circulation rights, menu, circulation, and circulation. Now, the circulation screen is fantastic because even though it gives you a lot of information, you can do a heck of a lot of stuff. But this field in here, this field, okay, that's the only field where you do data entry into. You can zap in the patron's surname, the patron's full name, the patron's first or second or third letter of his surname or first name, you can put it in, or his barcode. That's where you put it all in. And then once you've got a patron up there, you can then just zap in the barcode of the book or the barcode of the next patron, and that's all you do. So that's what that field is for. So I'm going to go and circulate to Smith, okay, which Smith, and John Smith, okay, and he's got 2 overdues. You can cancel and go, no, John, I can't borrow to you, or you can go, okay, and all his overdues will come up in red, okay. You can say, John, I'm sorry, I can't give you a book because you've got Teacher's Pet and you've got Cats the Ultimate. You go, Teacher's Pet, I put it back on the shelf last time I was in the library. If you want to accept what he's saying, just put a tick in there and go claimed return. When you do that, a little pop-up message will appear and you can put up there that he's claimed he's returned this particular book. And now what will happen is it will not come off his returns. It'll always be there, but that red will turn brown and he won't get penalized for it. It's just notifying you that he claimed he returned that book. Now, the thing is that next time you call him up, it'll come up. He can borrow, but it'll just show you in brown that this guy has claimed he returned this book. So when he then tells you, oh no, I put that book back, The Cat and the Ultimate Cat Lover's Guide, you can say, yes, John, but you told us the same thing about Teacher's Pet, okay? And guess what? You can then go once a week, once a month, once a term, once a year, just send out a notice or a letter to all the parents that have claim return items and say, Dear Mrs. Smith, your child borrowed these books and he claimed he returned them. We've looked all over our library. We have not found a copy of them. Could you please check and see if you've got it? Okay, and we can automate that whole process. You don't even have to worry which book was claimed returned, which student it was. You can just hit a button and it will automatically grab the information, grab the parents, and send it all out. So that's the advantage of it. But if he says, oh look, I'm sorry, Mrs. Smith, I had teacher's pet, you're correct, but I lost it, I left it on the bus, or we went out to dinner at the shopping center and I left it on the chair and we walked away, I'm sorry, I lost it. So put a tick in it and go lost. Okay, and it'll pop up a little box and you can put a reason what he told you, and then it won't appear on his list anymore. But that's not stopping you from sending a letter once a week or term or month or year or whatever to the parents for all lost items. Can you please have a look at this, because I know he told us it's lost, but it'll be good if you can do a check at home. So you can do all of those things. If you want to return, so if you want to borrow another book, just zap in the barcode of the book up in here, okay? And guess what? It'll just check it out, and that's all there is to it. Okay, nice and easy. If you want to return books, just click return. Doesn't matter who the patron is, and just go zap, 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 and return all your books. Oh, someone's come to borrow. Go back into loan, okay, and then call up that patron, and off you go. And he says, oh, I don't have this book. You go, how about I run an overdue little notice you can put in your library bag and give it to your mom. So go overdue items, okay? Just click on overdue items and run that, and it will come up over here on the screen. Okay, it's an overdue report, and you can go print, or you can say, how about I email it to mom? So you click on email, and if the parent's email is on the system, then all you need to do is just go send now. But if it's not, then what you can do is you can put in their specified email address here, and in here say, Dear parent, can you please check for the following books that your child has not returned? That will be the subject, and then you just go send. And that's all there is to it. Just close that if you don't want to do that anymore. Okay, but that is how you can do any report in regards to loan straight from here for that particular individual student. And that's all there is to it. So I've dealt with how to add a patron based on their role, give them different roles, how to delete a patron, how to find a patron, how to manually add a catalog record, change a catalog record, delete a catalog record, how to skiss catalog, and how to circulate. And of course, I've done reports a convoluted way, but if you just want to do overdues, how about just going into the menu, go into reports and reports. Now you can play with the reports module till the cows come home. You cannot stuff it up and you will not waste paper. So if you want to do overdues, as an example, you can do catalog reports or overdue reports or loan reports or any other report. I'm going to deal with overdues and overdues by class grade. Just click that or double click it. Okay, and if you only clicked it, then you have to hit generate on the bottom. So enter your class grades in here. But if you just want it for everyone, you don't have to put anything in there and just go generate. Okay, and then you can print it off by just going, okay, either print or export it as a PDF and then print the PDF out. And you can do that for any report. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present in a very quick way SmartSuite Library induction training for new users.